Hello guys, good morning. I'm Dr. D. Rasi, Associate Professor, Department of Information Technology, Hindustan College of Engineering and Tech. In this video, we are going to learn about compiler design. Before getting into the video, let's have a glimpse of this particular course. In this video, we are going to learn about the compiler, parts of compiler, phases of compiler, and applications of compiler. The basic preliminaries required for learning about the compiler is the first one, basic knowledge of programming languages, that is basic knowledge about the finite state automata as well as the context-free grammar. And second thing, knowledge of high programming languages for the betterment of programming assignments. Compiler. Definition. A compiler is a program that takes a program which is written in a source language and translates it into an equivalent program in a target language. So the following picture represents the compiler definition. The source program is written in a high-level programming language is taken as an input, and in turn the compiler will convert that into a target program, normally the equivalent program in machine code, that is the relocatable object file. In addition to this particular conversion, the compiler will also indicate the error messages. This picture indicates the compiler translation. So this indicates a basic high-level programming languages which is given to the compiler, which in turn translates this high-level programming language into a relocatable object file, that is the target program, which is always represented as zeros and ones. Parts of compilers. Generally, the compiler is divided into two parts. The first one is analysis part and second one is synthesis part. The analysis part will allows the source code as an input and generates the intermediate code representation as an output, and similarly the synthesis part will accept this intermediate code representation as an input, and in turn it will generate the machine code, which is always a low level language code. Within each parts of the compiler will have another part aligned with that. In analysis phase, in other words, it is said to be a front-end compiler. An intermediate representation is created from the given source program. Here, lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, and semantic analyzer are parts of this particular phase. In a synthesis phase, in another word, we can say it is an backend compiler. It generates the equivalent target program from the intermediate representation. Here, intermediate code generator, code generations, and code optimizer are parts of this particular phase. This picture indicates the phases of compiler. Will have source program as an input, which in turn it is given to the lexical analyzer, followed by syntax analyzer, and followed by semantic analyzer. All these three comprises of an analysis part, and finally the output of this semantic analyzer is given to the synthesis part, which comprises of intermediate code generator, code optimizer, and code generator, and finally the target program is generated. In each and every phases, it is interconnected with two other tables. One is of symbol table manager, another thing is error handler. Since we have this error handler, because of the compiler will also do the task of producing an error messages during a translation of source program towards a target programming. Lexical analyzer. The first phase of the compiler. The role of lexical analyzer is to read the source program character by character and returns the token of the source program. What is meant by token? A token describes a pattern of characters having the same meaning in the source program. For example, identifiers, operators, keywords, numbers, delimiters, and etc. The token will always keep all these informations into a symbol table, which in turn it is utilized by the finite state automaton during the implementation. Syntax analyzer. The second phase of a compiler. A syntax analyzer will accept the input from the lexical analyzer and in turn creates the syntactic structure of a given program, that is a generally parse tree or otherwise syntax tree. A syntax analyzer is also called as parser due to this generation of parse tree. The following represents an example for the particular statement identifier equal to some value plus and another value. In a parse tree, the terminals will always be at the leaf nodes. In general, the parsing techniques can be characterized into two types. First one is top-down parsing, second one is bottom-up parsing. What is meant by top-down parsing? It constructs the parse tree, starts from the root node and proceeds towards the leaf node. And we'll have some examples. Recursive predictive parsing and non-recursive predictive parsing, which is otherwise called as LL parsing, are some examples. What is meant by bottom-up parsing? It will construct a parse tree which is always starts from the leaf node and proceeds towards the root node. Here some examples like LR parsing, operator precedence parsing will always construct the parse tree from the leaf node and proceed towards the root node. Semantic analyzer, the third phase of the compiler. What is the role of a semantic analyzer? It checks the source program for semantic errors and collects the type information for the purpose of code generation. Here, type checking is an important part of a semantic analyzer. Normally, the semantic information cannot be represented by the context-free language which is used in syntax analyzers, whereas the context-free grammars used in the syntax analysis are integrated only with the attributes, or otherwise we can say it is a semantic rules. Next, the phase is intermediate code generation. Actually, it is a synthesis part. It accepts the input from the semantic analyzer and in turn generate the intermediate codes from this mode. A compiler may produce an explicit intermediate codes representing the source program. These intermediate codes are generally a machine dependent, but the level of intermediate codes is close to the level of machine codes. For example, when we have id1 equal to id2 star id3 plus 1, this particular high level language statement is converted into one quadruples, that is 3 address code transformations. In each and every single line we'll have a maximum of 3 representations, like we'll have multiplication and then id1, id2 and then temporary 1. Code optimizer, a second part of the synthesis part. This optimizes the code which is produced by the intermediate code generator in terms of time as well as space. For example, in a previous slide, we have 3 number of line of codes for the same statement, whereas this can be reduced in terms of both time as well as space by using an optimization techniques. So here we'll have only 2 statements, one for a multiplication and another one for an additions. Once the code optimizer will generate the optimization process, the next one is code generator, the target language to be generated here. The target program, which is normally a relocatable object file which contains the machine codes. The above 2 lines, the multiplication as well as the additions, will be converted into the following an object file, that is a relocatable one, as follows. The first one will have move id2, r1, mean that the value of the identifier 2 is replaced to the register 1. The next line, multiplication id3, r1, mean that the value of id3 gets multiplied with the value in a register r1. And third line, add #1, r1, mean that the value of 1 is added with the value in register r1. And finally, move r1, id1, mean that the value in a register r1 is moved to the identifier id1, and finally we'll get the result from id1, which is always stored in a symbol table. So this is up to the compiler, parts of compiler and phases of compiler. The textbook reference is Alfred V. Aho, Ravi Shetty and Jeffrey D. Ullman, Compilers, Principles, Techniques and Tools, Addison Welsi, 1986. Thank you all.